Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. R. Kelly's former crisis manager, Derrel Johnson, who has since faced multiple allegations of fraud and theft across the country, is now facing new allegations against him. Darrell Johnson served as R. Kelly's crisis manager for a little over 7 months, also acting as a spokesperson for the RnB King in the wake of the fresh allegations against him stemming from Lifetime's infamous Surviving R. Kelly documentary series, and later resigned from his position in July 2019 citing personal reasons. It is also believed that Derrel Johnson swindled R. Kelly of millions during the time he pretended to be working for him. He had kept a lower profile since his resignation but made waves in 2020 when he was spotted with the fallen from grace attorney, Michael Avenatti, who was convicted by a Manhattan federal jury in February of wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. Spotting them together raised everyone's eyebrows since they were at a point supposedly on opposite sides at the peak of R. Kelly's allegations. A DC man is now accusing R. Kelly's former crisis manager of theft after the former publicist allegedly scammed him out of thousands of dollars. The fresh allegations against him say he stole over $70,000 from the alleged victim. In an interview with Jacqueline Matter of Fox 5, the alleged victim says he's lost over $70,000 and is now left with nothing but empty promises, after his neighbor and namesake offered to help him get his money back from a bad business dealing. "It was like fear almost, like really? I'm in something that I never thought I would be in," the alleged victim, Darrell Johnson, explained. Darrell is a 26-year-old up-and-coming restaurateur and businessman in DC. He says he is also the latest victim of Darrell Johnson, a crisis intervention manager and former publicist for R. Kelly and other top celebrities, who is accused of stealing millions of dollars from people across the country, including R. Kelly. "He's my neighbor, like, how could he live with me and then scam me and still walk past me every day?" Darrell wondered. Darrell claims that he first reached out to Darrell after a partner defaulted on a loan and he assured him that was his area of expertise. He says, "Oh, that's me. This is like my expertise." He said, "I'm effective. I can do this within a month or so," Darrell explained. Darrell says within days, Darrell was already asking him for money to pay for attorneys, debt collectors, and even help from the U.S. Marshals Service. According to Darrell, Darrell's original fee that he had requested for was $15,000, but then, he allegedly always had to pay for something different every other day, which started getting him worried. "There is a time I had to pay someone $3,000. I actually have no idea what that person was paid for," Darrell explained. Several months later, and Darrell is now out more than $70,000 with nothing to show for it. "He had promised me that he was going to be able to help me recoup this debt that was lost. But now I am just grappling with ways to make ends meet," Darrell lamented. "It's been burdensome to be in this struggling position. We're now really down to the wire of like, can we do this? Can we not do this?" He further explained, narrating their current troubles in his business. "Then of course it bleeds into personal side of like, we can't do things that we have maybe planned for my family because these funds came from everything," he continued. Darrell hopes that by sharing his story, at least others won't fall victim to this scam artist, as he fears he will not stop if he is not deliberately stopped. "He's not going to stop. I'm hoping this brings the exposure to him so he can be stopped. This is ongoing," Darrell said. DC police is now allegedly investigating the case. As for Darrell Johnson, an attorney representing him in court says he allegedly turned himself in to authorities in Texas for a separate case there. Darrell had been accused of similar accusations in Texas, where he's facing several theft and fraud charges. A while back, Cola Lewis, another DC resident, said she was scammed out of nearly $30,000 while she lived and cared for her sick mother in Houston, Texas. She too stressed that if she can't get her money back from the alleged scam artist, she at least wants to warn others before they too fall victim. In the summer of 2019, Lewis was mourning the loss of her mother after she allegedly accidentally overdosed from a medical error at a Houston hospital. "I just felt like I needed vindication from my mother," she said. Lewis says that when she first met Darrell Johnson at a local grocery store at the time, she felt like the stars had aligned. "I'm just bawling. I'm overwhelmed with sadness. Just wanted someone to help us raise awareness to bring some attention to how awful my mother was treated," Lewis explained. She narrated that Darrell Johnson allegedly offered to help her file a medical malpractice lawsuit against Houston Hospital, where her mother had died, even offering to provide the services pro bono, claiming his mother had also died at the same hospital. "That free help quickly turned into huge fees," Lewis lamented. He said, "Well, I'm gonna have to at least ask you for $5,000. He said, "Do you have the $5,000 right now so we can get started today?" I said, "Okay." He said, "Follow me to the chase and I'll have my assistant send over a contract by the time we get there, and we can get started and I can get the ball rolling," Lewis recalled. Lewis says she quickly became suspicious as he continued regularly requesting for more money, with nothing to show for it. Within 9 days, $5,000 went to $28,000. He didn't do anything. Nothing, Lewis said. Lewis says she filed criminal charges against Derrel Johnson in Houston, where he is allegedly accused of aggregate theft. Although Darrell Johnson said in a statement that he's actually innocent of any and all the accusations, the prosecutor trying the case believes otherwise. He lies and deceives people. They trust him. They believe him. He becomes the person that they want to rely on, someone they want to give their money to help them with a situation or an investment, said Sheila Hansel, Assistant District Attorney for the Harris County District Attorney's Office. "I don't know if Mr. Johnson is going to ultimately stay or be in the category of being a good con artist, but the charges that are filed now allege that he is indeed a con artist," Hansel added. Hansel has also been urging anyone who may feel they are a victim of Darrell Johnson in D.C. to file a police report with their local jurisdiction, but also to reach out to the Harris County DA's office. Darrell Johnson is allegedly expected to have his next court date in Texas early November, and it will most likely be sometime next year before a plea deal is reached, or a trial takes place. Hansel says if he does go to trial, he could be facing 2 to 10 years behind bars for the 3 different charges he faces. That's all we had for you today. Please let us know in the comment section below what you think of Darrell Johnson's selfish actions and what you would like to see happen to him. We value your honest opinion. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification icon. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.